Hello children, today we are going to read the story of the Three Little Pigs. And it's not just any story, it is the true story of the Three Little Pigs. And after our reading, we are going to complete the five-finger retell, and this tells us what all the different elements are of the fairy tale that we read. But let's start by reading the fairy tale. So, again, this is the true story of the Three Little Pigs. Don't forget, it is by a wolf. So it starts out like this. Everybody knows the story of the Three Little Pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because no one has ever heard my side of the story. Now, who am I if it's written by a wolf and this is my side? I'm a wolf. Just a little hint there, I'm a wolf. I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this big whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way we are. If a cheeseburger were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad too. But like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. This is the real story. Way back in Once Upon a Time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold and I ran out of sugar. Cold. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now, this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't too bright either. He had built a house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in their right mind would build a house of straw? Come on. Now, what do we think is going to happen about the Three Little Pigs and a house with straw? Let's make a prediction. Okay. So of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't want to just walk into someone else's house. So I called, little pig, are you in? Now that's my cold voice, by the way. No answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started to itch, and I felt a sneeze coming on. Well, I huffed, and I snuffed. And I sneezed a great sneeze. Achoo! Huge. And you know what? That whole darn straw house fell right down. And right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw, so I ate it up. Think of it as a big cheeseburger, just lying there. You know. I was feeling a little better, but I didn't have my cup of sugar. So I went to the next neighbor's house, and this neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his house of sticks. I rang the bell on the stick house. Nobody answered. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? He yelled back, go away, Wolf, you can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin chin. Just like that. Now, what do we think is going to happen? Any ideas? Okay. I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed. And I snuffed, and I tried to cover my mouth, but the great sneeze was too great of a sneeze. And you're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. When the dust cleared, there was the second little pig, dead as a doornail, wolf's honor. Now, you know, food will spoil if you just leave it out in the open. So I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little better, and I still didn't have that cup of sugar in my dear old granny's birthday cake, so I went to the house next. And this guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family because he had built a house of bricks. I knocked on the brick house. No answer. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? And you know what that rude little porkster answered? Get out of here, Wolf. Do not bother me again. Rude. Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar, and he wouldn't give me even one little cup for my dear sweet old granny's birthday cake. What a pig. I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday cake, or make a nice birthday card instead of a cake, when I felt my cold coming on. So what happened? Well, I huffed, and I snuffed, and I sneezed once again. Then the third little pig yelled, "And your old granny can sit on a pin!" How rude. Oh, my word. Now, I'm usually a pretty calm fellow, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. When the cops drove up, and of course I was trying to break down this pig's door, and the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing, making a real scene. A real scene, he says. Well, I mean, look at that. That is quite the scene, right? The rest, as they say, is history. Look, it says Big Bad Wolf on the newspaper. The news reporters found out about the 2 pigs I had for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. So they, jazzed up the story a little with all that huff and puff and blow your house down stuff. And they made me the Big Bad Wolf. That's it. The real story. I was framed. But maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar too. The end. So that is the true story of the 3 little pigs. Now, let's real quick do our retell. So let's start with our setting. When and where? Well, I remember in the story, let's go back to it. They said the where was in Once Upon a Time. Right here, Once Upon a Time. So that is our when. Once upon a time. And the where? Well, I think there were 3 wheres, the 3 little pigs' houses. So let's put little pig houses. Now that we've seen the setting, who are our characters? Let's think about that for a second. There are 4 of them. The characters are the wolf. He wanted us to call him Al, though. And then there was pig 1, 2, and 3. And who are 1, 2, and 3? Well, there was the one with the straw, the one with the sticks, and the one with the bricks. Those are our pigs 1, 2, and 3. So the problem, what went wrong? What went wrong here? Let's think about that together. The problem might have been the wolf blew the houses down and ate the pigs. So let's write wolf blew down houses and ate pigs. So there are 3 main events in this story. 1, 2, and 3. I'll give you a hint to what this might be. There are 3 pigs in the story as well. Let's think about that. So in the beginning, the wolf went to the first pig's house. Went to pig 1 for a cup of sugar. And we know that didn't end very well. But then in the middle, what was he doing? I think he was going to the second pig's house and blowing it down. So let's say go to second pig's house and blew it down. And in the end, what happened? Well, he went to the pig that had a house of bricks. And that didn't work out very well for him, did it? Because in the end, he was arrested. Big Bad Wolf, or Al for short, was arrested. And the solution, how was the problem solved? Well, the wolf's not going to be going at anyone anymore because he's gone. So, wolf is in jail and the third pig was safe. Third pig safe. In the end, that's our retell. Thanks for listening.